Hello everyone, MPG here. Welcome back for some more Skyward Sword. This is actually post-commentary. I'm doing this because the audio in this episode got terribly desynced because of an incident that happened that I actually cut out. And it still kept the recording issue. But, this is basically going to be a collectathon for 5... No, I think it's 3 heart pieces, actually. That, actually are quite easy to do. So here I actually go to Petro and get the medium wallet, which is for 10 gratitude crystals. And then I get a heart piece for getting... Actually, I get the medium for 5, heart piece for 10. And I don't get any rewards after that, sadly. So then I cut away to the Lumpy Pumpkin, if I'm correct. I think it's Lumpy Pumpkin. So, and it does get better near the end. And as you can see, the audio gets really desynced. But, that favor that I took up for, that's one guy and the Lumpy Pumpkin, where you get the soup and then you bring it to this guy. And that's the first part of the side quest down already. And this video is quite short, so that's why I'm like, it won't hurt to post-commentate this. But surprisingly, the syncing gets better. It's really odd, actually. Like, by the end of it, it's basically synced up very nicely, actually. But for some reason here, it's like 10 seconds off sync. And my Dazzle has never done this. I remember I hit the cord during the recording, and that's probably what happened. And you can hear my bird be getting on my bird about 10 seconds before I actually do so. So here I actually cut away to the Lumpy Pumpkin itself now. Like this. And as you can see, the audio really jumps around. Kind of like this. But then go over to this guy. Yeah, and this next part's quite hard, and yet I do it on my first try this time, and it's kind of surprising, actually. Where you basically harvest pumpkins, and well, you'll see on screen. And yet, so the audio is not synced up with the video, as I said before, for the millionth time, and you can basically hear what you're going to do. Just walk over here and talk to her. And basically, your objective is to get pumpkins to their pumpkin patch. Well, not really. From the patch to a little storage area, sort of thing. And it takes time. It honestly does. But it didn't really take me that long. But the third part of this is actually harder, and you need the harp to do it. So that's why I saved it until this point. And I'm surprised. I actually am quite close to getting 100% on this game. And it's kind of surprising, actually. So just... when it goes right, go right. Like when the thing leans... when they lean left... when they lean left, lean left. When they lean right. Or walk right on the... or point right on the control stick. And this kind of takes me a while to get used to. And I'm actually quite close to using a lot of the times. So it's kind of a new thing for me, actually doing something that everyone else finds really hard on my first try. And I do the third part of the side quest on my first try, actually, too. It's kind of disorienting, because usually when I do hard stuff in games, it does not turn out very well, but surprisingly, in this case, it did. It's quite surprising, actually, and it's something that I'm not really used to. And as you can see there, I win in about 5 seconds, because you can hear the audio before it actually happens. It's really odd, because my Dazzle has never done anything like this. And at the part where the video basically starts getting desynced, which was a part that I honestly cut out because I didn't want it to be there. the video actually slows down. It has never done that before, but what you're supposed to do now is basically sleep until it's nighttime. And then you can do this next part of the side quest, which is the hardest part. Just walk over to this guy, and he will basically ask you to help his daughter with her duet. And it's quite fun, actually, once you know what you're doing, which at the time of this recording I didn't, because actually my first time completing the side quest. But yet I did it on my first try. It makes no sense whatsoever, and it's annoying. How everyone thinks this, there it goes again, it's sped up. And now it's slowing down again. And it never showed up on the recording, which is kind of scary. And I didn't really have any windows up, and it wouldn't make sense if it was really desynced. And you could hear the music here, and it's kind of creepy, honestly. And you can hear my terrible playing. What you're supposed to do is, this is a terrible demonstration. And I think it seems like it's kind of in sync. It's a bit off, but whatever. But what you're supposed to do is kind of follow the crowd's movements with your heart playing. And I do really terrible at this because I did not calibrate my Wii Motion Plus before doing this. And yeah, I still got it. And there's a part where they actually don't move like this. And it's really annoying when you don't know what you're doing. But it's basically a rhythm game, and if you've played a game like Rhythm Heaven, or like basically any rhythm game ever, this should be kind of easy to you, so it was quite easy to me, but yet I still did really bad. And by the end of this, as I said before, it does get back in sync. And that's the end of it right there. Doo-doo-doo. So just ignore the audio desync, and this is actually quite a good video that I ever did. And at this point, I basically thought in the original recording that I was going to lose, but that I'd have to keep doing it over and over. But surprisingly, I get the hard piece on my first try. So now we only have one more to do. And this one is in a place that you really wouldn't expect it, because I actually forgot to go get it in a certain first temple of the game. So when I actually go to sleep and then cut away to Skyview Temple, which is where we're actually going. And even Pinnacle Studio basically says, oh, the audio is desynced. But now we're back in Deepwood, so head on back in the Skyview Temple. By far my favorite temple so far. Well, actually, the Nehru Planet is quite awesome. And here, I think I'm getting a Monster Claw. No. Do you think I'm ever going to get a Monster Claw before the 4th dungeon? No. Never. Never. So basically, I'm probably not going to upgrade anything, considering I have not gotten a Monster Claw in the whole game so far. And this is episode 24, I think it is. Which is kind of surprising, because... And I sliced these 2 mushrooms for some reason, because my aiming steadily of hitting mushrooms with your sword is kind of off. Would you say? But now we just run, basically running back into the main room of the dungeon. At least the one where you fight the Stalfos, etc., etc. So it's not really a long walk, honestly. But pull out the beetle, and what you're supposed to do is there's a little compartment up there. You can kind of see it over that big hole when we tried. Well, when we had to go out of the Stalfos room. But you're actually, it'd be better to actually find the cage that the heart piece is in first, so you have a better understanding of where you're supposed to shoot the beetle. And it's over here, if I'm correct. And I think after this cut is where the audio actually gets synced up again, which is nice because I like when the audio is synced up. Unlike this whole episode where it just screwed me over to no end. And I think this is the second shortest video in the whole series so far. But just hit that. And the cage to the heart piece opens. And actually, when I was editing this was the first part where the audio desync became clearly noticeable. But now we have our 11th heart container. So, let us cut back to Farron Woods, if I'm correct, for the last heart piece I get in this video. Which is over where the big area that we started in when we had to find that very first Kikwe. And I don't know why I was about to save there, because I remember I did not mean to do that. But, when we come back here, that little area that we just passed, we'll be back there quite, maybe 2 episodes or so after this. Because there's a certain thing that's required, and it gives you a pretty useful item, too. And this is actually the last heart piece that I can get, and Link's basically started spazzing out there. But here's where it actually kind of gets synced up. I never mentioned it, but I'm surprised it went from very terribly synced up to actually really synced up. And I basically go the wrong way here for some reason. But be sure to have your bombs in handy, even if you're not using them on the Babas. Yeah, you can see I kind of went the wrong way. But, basically, just come over here with your bombs. And this is where I knew that the audio synced up again, because just bomb that. And we get our 9th heart piece. So, on the next episode of Let's Play Skyward Sword, we will go and see if anyone knows about the locations of the trials, and if we can find any clues with the Ballad of Goddess. So I will see you guys next time.